Flyers Islanders tonight, and you can hear the game here on 97.3 ESPN. Tim Saunders and this man, Steve Coates, will have the call as the Flyers, this time last week, it seemed that by the time we talked to you today, would be eliminated, Coatesy, but they're still alive.
It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? And they've actually played really, really well. Since they really bombed out in Winnipeg a week ago Tuesday, they have really played solid hockey. It's a shame they didn't do better or get a better result against Columbus, but they played great in Minnesota. They played great in Pittsburgh. They had a great game against Ottawa, and all of a sudden everything seems to be clicking. But are they hanging on by a thread? Yeah, maybe probably have a 1% chance. Basically, you got an opportunity to probably be tied with the Isle tonight, but that's not the problem. You got to look at the standings and see how Tampa Bay and the Boston Bruins are in pretty good position. The only thing is the Bruins have a big advantage where they play only one more game on the road and 5 games at home. And they only need 6 points. That's the number for them to knock the Flyers out of the playoffs.
Steve Coates with us, and Flyers in their never-say-die attitude. They do remain 6 points behind Boston. And Coates, a guy that's been stepping up of late, I know is a guy you're really high on, Jordan Weal. Has it been a surprise to you at all, his play of late, and how valuable is he to the Flyers organization?
I'm probably surprised most at the level that he has brought after being inconspicuous after the trade last year. He got hurt after the trade from Los Angeles last year. And when you take a look at his play, he's just one of those guys that always seems to have the puck, or he's always in position to be able to score, or always in position to do something right. And what's more amazing for a guy his size, he's not very big, but when he goes along the wall, he somehow comes up with the puck. So he's been a real nice surprise, especially playing the right side or playing the left side as a right wing as a rookie. That's a hard thing to do.
Now, the other night when they played and won the game, they actually got a power play goal. Their 5-on-5 play has been spotty at times this season. Obviously, the power play had been real hot during that 10-game win streak, but finally they got a power play goal the other night. Tell us what made that successful, Coatsy. Why were they able to finally crack through and score on the man advantage?
I don't think there's any other reason than finally one went in. I mean, you scout now power plays, and our power play is the same 5 guys that go out there the first half of the power play, and it's all about the execution, obviously. It's about your shot selection, about creativity, but your basic formation, they're scouting. They know what to do. And most teams have done a real good job of protecting against this power play with an aggressive power play. In other words, a penalty kill, rather. In other words, they go right after the puck there. They don't sit back in the box and let you sit and pass the puck in the perimeter. And we just don't really react very well to it. So the other night, they got good puck movement, finally got some good motion in front of the net. They got Braden Shen gets a nice redirection. And basically, it's what you're trying to do all the time. Back to the point, get in front, get somebody screening, and get a redirection or some kind of rebound. So it worked the other night, but on a consistent basis, you get one power play in 6 games, you're just not going to be successful very long in this league. It's become a very specialized situation. The power play has to kick in, has to be successful for the team to be successful. And I would imagine if you look back as a whole, the way that the power play was beginning or was actually working so well at the beginning of the year, which led to them having a successful beginning of the year, and now it hasn't been very good the latter part, and they've fallen off in the latter part.
Coatsy, what's frustrating about this season? Like, you see this team playing out. They had a 10-game winning streak. They're playing well now. Most likely will not end up in the playoffs. So what is frustrating when this season comes to a close?
What's frustrating is watching them play and be competitive now after a time where we didn't look like we were going to win another game. So what all of a sudden changed? It's a good group. I just can't put a finger on. The one thing that I would say, and I was totally wrong, that I thought our goaltending would be our strongest element as compared to years past because the way that Neuvirth and Mason played last year. And at times, both of them have played not all right, but for the most part, they have been very inconsistent. And when you take a look at Neuvirth, he was given the opportunity a month ago to take over the reins and really do the job, and he dropped it. He dropped it like a rock, that ball. And Mason, since coming in, despite, not getting a contract and not getting the attention, and he's done a really good job, but it's a little bit too late now. When I say too late, it's obviously not too late to make the playoffs, but looking back at the goalies this year, their inconsistency has been a problem.
There's no question. And let me ask you, I mean, on the surface, would you be surprised if Mason is back?
No, not really. It's hard. First of all, you'd have to take a look at who's out there, and I don't think there's a lot of people out there this year. And you're not going to all of a sudden turn into the free agent market. We've gone that route. We've gone that route before with a guy named Brizgalov, and he was supposed to have been the best in the market, and he turned out to be a train wreck. So you really got to really pay attention to what you want, what you're looking for, and maybe you just stand pat. You potentially could lose if you have Mason and Neuvirth. You're going to lose maybe one of them to Las Vegas in the expansion draft. But the bottom line, is that sometimes you're better just stay and hold that hand, and as compared to going out and trying something new if there's nothing better out there.
Steve Coates with us. Coates, how about a guy like Ben Bishop? Do they do prove-it deals in the NHL, or are the contracts such that he would be a liability and not able to bring a guy like that in?
Well, Ben Bishop a little while ago would have been, he's a big man. But if he's so good, why did Tampa let him go? And if he was so good, why did he throw, he didn't play well at all for the Los Angeles Kings. So there's reasons that people let them go. For years, if you take a look at hockey teams, and this is not only true with goalies, but with everybody on a team, you're always giving first draft picks, former first-round draft picks, all the second and third chances, because everybody always feels that they can make them play better than you did. I know it happens the odd time. Sam Gagner this year in Columbus, he had 6 goals. So 8 goals with the Flyers last year. He's 18 this year at Columbus. So sometimes it does work. But when you take a look at the past records, and Tampa Bay was really struggling at the time they got rid of Bishop. So why did they get rid of Bishop? Well, because they thought they had a better goaltender than Vasilevsky, but still, he wasn't playing very well. So there's all sorts of different things you could take a look at. Everybody's going to throw a lot of names out there. But no, in answer to your original question, I wouldn't be surprised that Steve Mason gets another crack at it. But it all depends on how much money he wants and how much money he can get somewhere else.
Hey, Coatsy, anytime you play Carolina, is the thought of the one that got away always entering your mind? Columbus. What did I say?
You said Carolina. You had a C.
Yeah.
Which one? There was a couple like that. You mean Boston?
No, I'm talking about the goalie. Bobrovsky, again, with the shutout.
Well, that we talked about that the other night on the air. And the whole story is this. When the Flyers played the Buffalo Sabres the year before, they used not 1, not 2, but 3 goaltenders in a playoff series. Sergei Bobrovsky, Michael Layton, and Brian Boucher. And we won the series, but you just don't play 3 goalies in a playoff series. And if you look back at that, we got lucky. We went back into the next round. We got beat. And after that, it was with Mr. Snyder said, that's it. I'm done. I need a number 1 goalie. Get me the number 1 goalie. Now, at that time, Bob had played all right, but he had played a little bit inconsistently, didn't play that well in that series. That's why we played with 3 goalies. The next thing, you go out, you get the best guy, Sergei Bobrovsky, and Bob is the backup. Well, Bob's not too happy about that. So that's why Bob was traded, as Bobrovsky was given the big contract, because that's the way they wanted to go. They wanted to get the number 1 goalie that was available. The numbers all pointed to Brizgalov, and that's how Bob got traded. So Yeah. Does it hurt? Yeah. Anytime you look at players that go on to play good somewhere else, it hurts. But you got to look back at the situation, why it happened, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But this one, that's a hard one to watch, especially after watching it last Saturday.
No doubt. Flyers tonight, Islanders with their slim playoff hopes alive. They must win tonight against an Islander team that sits 2 points ahead of them. They need some help around them still. Listen to all the Sounders and our guest Steve Coates here on 97.3 ESPN. They'll have the call tonight at 7. Thanks, Coatesy.
All right, Michael. See you, Peter. Take care.